Do you ever find yourself waking up with that annoying tingling, pins and needles sensation in your feet? Or perhaps you experience a persistent numbness that just won't go away, making every step feel a little less certain, a little less comfortable. It's a common complaint among seniors, and it can be incredibly frustrating, even frightening at times. That constant discomfort can chip away at your confidence, make you hesitant to walk far, and even interfere with a good night's sleep. Many people simply accept it as a part of aging, a discomfort they have to live with. But what if I told you that some of the very foods you believe are healthy for you, specifically certain fruits, might actually be making that numbness worse? It's a surprising truth that often goes unmentioned, yet it holds a key to alleviating some of that discomfort. In this video, we're going to dive deep into 6 common fruits that, for many seniors, can surprisingly contribute to or worsen that unsettling sensation in your feet. And more importantly, what wonderful alternatives you can enjoy instead to support your nerve health and boost your circulation. Make sure you watch right to the very end, because what I share then might genuinely surprise you and could change how you look at your fruit bowl forever. Let's dive right into the first one, a fruit that's often seen as a quick energy booster, especially popular in smoothies and breakfast bowls, but which can be a real hidden culprit for foot numbness. And that is the overly ripe banana. Now, you might be thinking, but bananas are healthy. They're full of potassium. And you're absolutely right. They are. However, as a banana ripens, its complex carbohydrates convert into simple sugars. A perfectly yellow banana with a few brown spots, while tasting wonderfully sweet, actually has a higher glycemic index than a firmer, greener one. What does this mean for your feet? When you consume foods with a high glycemic index, like a very ripe banana, your blood sugar levels can spike rapidly. Over time, these frequent and significant blood sugar spikes can cause damage to the tiny, delicate blood vessels that supply oxygen and nutrients to your nerves, especially in your extremities like your feet. This damage is a common pathway to peripheral neuropathy, a condition where nerves are damaged, leading to numbness, tingling, and pain. Think of it like this. Your nerves need a steady, consistent supply of fuel, not a sudden, overwhelming flood followed by a crash. A constant roller coaster of high blood sugar creates an environment where nerves struggle to function properly and can even begin to break down. For seniors who might already have some underlying issues with circulation or blood sugar regulation, perhaps without even knowing it, these seemingly innocent ripe bananas can contribute to or worsen existing nerve discomfort, instead of reaching for that very speckled, soft banana. Try opting for a slightly firmer one, perhaps one that's still a little green at the ends. Or, if you love ripe bananas, consider pairing a smaller portion with something that slows down sugar absorption, like a handful of nuts, a spoonful of almond butter, or some Greek yogurt. This helps to create a more balanced release of sugar into your bloodstream, giving your nerves and circulation a much-needed break from those sudden spikes. It's a small adjustment, but one that can make a surprisingly big difference to the comfort in your feet. Now that we've looked at how those overly ripe bananas can be a surprising factor, let's turn our attention to another wonderfully sweet fruit that, for all its deliciousness, can also be a hidden contributor to foot discomfort: the tropical mango. Mangoes are absolutely bursting with vitamins and antioxidants, and they truly are a taste of sunshine. However, they are also incredibly high in natural sugars. One medium-sized mango can contain upwards of 45 grams of sugar, which is significantly more than many other fruits. While it's natural sugar, the sheer quantity in a single serving can lead to a substantial rise in blood sugar levels. Similar to what we discussed with the ripe banana, these sugar surges create an inflammatory environment within your body. Chronic inflammation is a known enemy of healthy circulation and nerve function. When your body is in a state of constant low-grade inflammation, it can impair the ability of blood vessels to deliver oxygen and nutrients efficiently to your nerves. Imagine your blood vessels as tiny highways. Inflammation can be like constant road construction, creating blockages and slowing down traffic, meaning less fuel gets to your important nerve endings in your feet. This can manifest as increased numbness, tingling, or even a burning sensation. For many seniors, inflammation is already a silent battle being fought on various fronts in the body, and adding a large dose of sugar from a mango can simply add fuel to that fire. exacerbating existing vulnerabilities in your circulatory and nervous systems. This doesn't mean you should never enjoy a mango. Of course not. But it's about mindful consumption, instead of having a whole large mango in one sitting. Especially if you're prone to blood sugar fluctuations or already experience foot numbness. Try enjoying a smaller portion, perhaps half a mango, or even a quarter, and pair it with something that offers healthy fats or protein, like some plain yogurt or a small handful of unsalted almonds. This combination helps to slow down the sugar absorption, giving your body a gentler rise in blood sugar and reducing the inflammatory impact. It allows you to still enjoy the tropical taste without unknowingly contributing to the very discomfort you're trying to avoid in your feet. Making these subtle shifts in how and when you enjoy these delightful fruits can be a truly empowering step towards better nerve health and overall comfort. Now that we've explored how too much of these seemingly innocent delights, the ripe banana and the sweet mango, can secretly be working against your foot comfort, let's turn our attention to some other common choices that might be doing more harm than good. Moving on. Our next surprising contender in the realm of fruits that can worsen foot numbness is one that many people believe to be a super healthy snack, especially for on-the-go energy dried fruits. Think about raisins, dried apricots, dates, cranberries, or prunes. While they start as healthy fresh fruits, the drying process removes almost all the water, leaving behind a highly concentrated form of sugar and calories. A small handful of raisins, for example, can contain as much sugar as a large serving of fresh grapes. And it's incredibly easy to overeat them because they're so small and convenient. This concentrated sugar hit is problematic for the same reasons we've discussed rapid blood sugar spikes. When your blood sugar shoots up quickly, it puts immense stress on your circulatory system and your delicate nerve endings. Imagine your nerves are like fine wires. Consistent exposure to high sugar levels can essentially corrode these wires over time, leading to damage that manifests as numbness, in tingling, or a loss of sensation. Furthermore, some dried fruits, particularly those brightly colored ones like apricots or cranberries, are often treated with sulfites as a preservative. For individuals sensitive to sulfites, these compounds can trigger inflammatory responses in the body, and chronic inflammation, as we know, is detrimental to circulation and nerve health. It reduces the efficiency with which oxygen and nutrients reach your extremities, which is crucial for healthy nerve function. So, while a few dried cranberries in your oatmeal might seem harmless, a large bag of trail mix loaded with dried fruits as a regular snack could be contributing to your foot discomfort. The best approach is to swap dried fruits for their fresh counterparts whenever possible. A handful of fresh berries or a crisp apple will provide far more volume and fiber for fewer calories and a much gentler impact on your blood sugar. If you simply must have dried fruit, treat it like candy, not a health food. Enjoy a very small portion, perhaps just a few pieces, and make sure it's unsweetened and organic to avoid unnecessary additives. Pair it with protein and healthy fats, like a few almonds, to mitigate the blood sugar spike. Our fourth fruit to be mindful of is another common household staple, especially popular for snacking grapes. While all grapes contain natural sugars, some varieties, especially the very sweet seedless ones like Thompson or Concord grapes, pack a significant sugar punch in a single serving. It's easy to pop a handful, then another, quickly accumulating a large amount of sugar without even realizing it. A large bunch of grapes can contain as much sugar as a fizzy drink, just like the other fruits we've discussed. This high sugar load can lead to significant blood sugar fluctuations. For seniors, whose bodies may not regulate blood sugar as efficiently as they once did, these spikes can be particularly taxing on the circulatory system. Over time, high blood sugar can stiffen and narrow the tiny blood vessels that supply blood to your extremities, including your feet. This reduced blood flow means your nerves aren't getting the consistent oxygen and nutrient supply they need to function optimally. Imagine your nerves are like plants in a garden. If they don't get enough water and nutrients, they start to wilt and lose their vitality. Similarly, deprived nerves can start to malfunction, leading to that uncomfortable numbness or tingling. While grapes do contain beneficial antioxidants, the sheer sugar content, especially when eaten in large quantities, can outweigh the benefits for those struggling with foot neuropathy. Instead of reaching for a large bowl of very sweet grapes, Consider opting for varieties that are a bit more tart, like green grapes, or better yet, focus on berries, which are generally lower in sugar and packed with more fiber. If you love grapes, enjoy a smaller portion, perhaps a small cluster, and always pair them with protein or healthy fats like a small piece of cheese or a few walnuts. This helps to slow down the sugar absorption and provides a more balanced snack that's less likely to contribute to those blood sugar spikes that challenge your nerve health. And finally, our fifth fruit to be cautious about is one that might surprise you. Often found lurking in many kitchens for convenience canned fruits in heavy syrup. This includes common items like canned peaches, pears, fruit cocktail, or pineapple. While they might seem like an easy way to get your fruit intake, these products are a double whammy. Not only do they contain the natural sugars from the fruit itself, but they are also swimming in a thick, sugary syrup, often made from high fructose corn syrup or refined sugar. This means you're getting a massive, unnecessary dose of added sugar with every bite. This enormous sugar load creates an immediate and dramatic impact on your blood sugar levels, leading to significant spikes. Consistent exposure to these high sugar levels is incredibly damaging to your nerves and blood vessels. It promotes chronic inflammation throughout the body and contributes to oxidative stress, which is essentially cellular damage. Think of it like this. Your nerves and blood vessels are finely tuned instruments, and constantly barraging them with excessive sugar is like trying to play them with a hammer instead of a delicate touch. This consistent damage is a direct pathway to worsening existing numbness, or even developing new nerve issues in your feet. Moreover, the added sugars in these canned products contribute significantly to weight gain and overall metabolic dysfunction, both of which are risk factors for conditions like type 2 diabetes, which is a major cause of peripheral neuropathy. The convenience factor of canned fruit in syrup simply isn't worth the health cost, especially for your delicate nerves and circulation. The best advice here is to avoid canned fruits in heavy syrup entirely. If you need a convenient fruit option, opt for fresh fruit, or look for canned fruits that are packed in their own juice or water, and drain and rinse them thoroughly before consuming to remove any residual sugars. Even better, frozen fruits are an excellent alternative. They're picked at their peak ripeness, flash frozen to lock in nutrients, and contain no added sugars. They're perfect for smoothies or cooking, and they provide all the nutritional benefits without the sugar overload that can impact your foot comfort. Next, we'll dive into a common household staple whose impact might just shock you. Now, after exploring the surprising effects of ripe bananas, tropical mangoes, dried fruits, sweet grapes, and the sugary trap of canned fruits, we arrive at our sixth and final fruit that often flies under the radar: pineapple, especially when it's very ripe or, similar to our previous point, canned in syrup. Fresh pineapple is celebrated for its wonderful taste and its unique enzyme, bromelain, which is often associated with anti-inflammatory benefits. And, yes, in moderation. Fresh pineapple can be a beneficial part of your diet. However, pineapple, especially the very sweet, ripe varieties, is surprisingly high in natural sugars. 1 cup of diced fresh pineapple can contain around 16 grams of sugar. And it's very easy to eat more than 1 cup. When pineapple is canned, particularly in heavy syrup, that sugar content skyrockets, often doubling or even tripling due to added sugars. The issue here, once again, boils down to the sugar load and its impact on your blood sugar and inflammation levels. While bromelain has positive attributes, the sheer quantity of sugar in a large serving of pineapple, particularly for seniors who may have underlying blood sugar sensitivities or pre-existing circulatory issues, can negate those benefits and instead contribute to the very problems we're trying to avoid. A significant surge in blood sugar from a large portion of sweet pineapple can trigger an inflammatory response in the body, putting stress on your delicate blood vessels and nerve endings in your feet. This consistent inflammation makes it harder for your nerves to receive the oxygen and nutrients they need to function properly, potentially worsening existing numbness or tingling sensations. Think of it as a delicate balance while the fruit offers some good. The excessive sugar can tip that balance towards discomfort for sensitive individuals. It's not about demonizing pineapple entirely. It's about mindful consumption. If you enjoy fresh pineapple, stick to a modest serving size. perhaps half a cup, and pair it with something that provides protein or healthy fats to slow down the sugar absorption, like a small handful of cashews or a dollop of cottage cheese. Avoid canned pineapple in syrup altogether, opting for fresh or frozen varieties instead, and be mindful of how ripe your pineapple is. A slightly less ripe pineapple will have a slightly lower sugar content and a tangier flavor that can still be very enjoyable. So, we've journeyed through 6 seemingly innocent fruits that, when consumed without awareness, can surprisingly worsen that unsettling numbness in your feet. We talked about the overly ripe bananas that can cause sugar spikes, the intensely sweet mangoes that bring a concentrated sugar hit, those highly processed dried fruits that are simply sugar bombs, the deceptively sweet grapes that are easy to overeat, the sugary trap of canned fruits in heavy syrup, and even the often overlooked pineapple, particularly when it's very ripe or processed. It's important to understand that this isn't about cutting out all fruit from your diet. Not at all. Fruits are vital for their vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Instead, it's about being mindful of the specific types of fruits, their ripeness, how they're processed, and the quantities we're eating, especially as our bodies change with age. Every small adjustment you make, every thoughtful choice in your fruit bowl, is a powerful step towards better circulation, healthier nerves, and ultimately, more comfort and freedom in your feet. You are in control of so much more than you might realize, and these gentle shifts in your dietary habits can truly make a world of difference in how you feel day to day. Your body is incredibly resilient and remarkably responsive to positive changes, no matter your age. Have you noticed any particular fruits impacting your foot comfort? Or perhaps you've discovered a healthy fruit swab that works wonders for you in alleviating that tingling or numbness. I'd genuinely love to hear your experiences and insights down in the comments below. Your stories not only help me, but they also connect and inspire others in our wonderful community who might be going through something very similar. Sharing our journeys makes us all stronger and more informed. If this video has shed some new light on your health journey, or given you something valuable and practical to think about regarding your foot comfort, please do give it a thumbs up. It truly helps us reach more incredible seniors just like you, who are looking for ways to improve their quality of life. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to our channel. We're always here, sharing practical tips, empowering information, and encouraging messages to help you navigate your senior years with vitality, comfort, and abundant joy. Remember, your golden years are meant to be lived with ease, energy, and full of life. Every conscious choice you make contributes to that vibrancy. Keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep thriving. Live your best life at every age.